All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rose Corner. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. This is Conversation Talk, and I'm here with my guest, Mr. Robinson. We've been talking on a wide range of topics and discussions. We've been talking about the minimum wage increase. We have been talking about the inflation rate. We have talked about how that impacts the minimum wage. We've also been talking about the hike in food prices and so much more. At this time, we're going into our third segment, and we'll be looking at the crime situation, Jamaica's high crime rate. And it is an interesting conversation to have relating to crime. We have seen so many murders been taking place across the country. And it is a sad thing to see how our Jamaican brothers are this killing off our fellow Jamaican brothers and sisters. It is, in my opinion, it's a disgrace, if you ask me. It's a disgrace. Yes. And it doesn't look good on the international level. With high crime rate comes low investment. It brings forth low productivity. It brings forth lower investment in terms of loan guarantees from other countries to Jamaica, and it also affects our tourism industry. You know, persons will not want to visit Jamaica with the crime situation in the state that it is in.
That is absolutely true.
Yes. Your thought on it, Mr. Robinson, as we dive into some numbers.
It's a sad reality to know that a country, Jamaica, land we love, in the Caribbean could have such a high crime rate.
My God.
There's any word to describe what we are seeing in this land we love, may I tell you. It's sad, and there's, you know, I don't know. I guess we have to repeat what the former Minister of Security said, you know, Peter Mountain. We need divine intervention.
Yes,
we can't say it more
more profoundly.
You understand? And probably one of the things is that, you know, when he said it and persons keep repeating it, we have to believe it.
That's right.
Because some things has to done by divine. Divine it is, and we have to speak it into being.
That's right.
And it's a sad reality. It's sad.
Right.
It's sad. It's
sad.
You know?
It is sad. Let us dive into the discussion here. We have on Conversation Talk tonight, as we're looking at crime, we have some numbers here. But we will be looking at the numbers in terms of murders, shooting for 2021 and 2022. That's the only two columns that we're going to look at. And I think I have a broad
I was looking at the number today, Chris, and I was looking at the specific parish of ours.
Yes, you got.
Yes, and I was looking at the number today, and I was looking at our parish, and trust me,
St. Catherine,
and it's really sad.
And we have the number here in terms of murder and shooting. So let us take a look at look at it. We're looking at these here. These are what we're looking at. You know, so this is 2022.
Right.
Let me see if I can. This thing is giving me some. Trying to get the numbers up. All right. So we're looking at 2021, 2022 in terms of murders in the different divisions across the country.
Right.
For Kingston Central, 2021, it was 16. The correct number at this time, based on because this site is updated regularly, I get to understand.
Right.
The number at this moment is 7.
Right. And bear in mind that, you know, they break it down, you know, month by month, because this is from the 1st of January to the 19th of February, which is very, very critical. So perspective.
The 19th of February was just recently.
Right. Yeah. Do you understand? Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. And
it
you
was
know,
for last Saturday.
I remember. I know. For the 16th, that was murder. And
2021.
2021, and then they have 7, which is a 56%, 56.3%. And when I look at shootings, 2021, 11. So when I look at it, you know, compare now to the same period last year, both of them have 7 shootings, 7
murder, 7.
7. So it's bad. It shouldn't be like that. That is still too high.
And this is from Kingston Central.
This is from Kingston Central, and we have seen it. We have heard it in the news where there was so much uprising and pain and things happening in that division.
Yes. Kingston Eastern, 2021 number 14 murders was reported. 2022 10 has been reported so far in Kingston Eastern. Comparing shootings for 2021, Kingston Eastern 13, shooting for this period 2022 is 9.
Yes.
Kingston Western, murders reported for 2021 for Kingston Western was 19. Murders reported for Kingston Western for 2022 for this period so far is 15. So that is close to the 19 that was reported last year, you see?
Yeah.
And shooting is up. Shooting for Kingston Western was 21 for 2021, and it's at 13 at the moment.
Right.
That is very high. That's high, man.
But look at that same division for 2022. Look at what we are seeing. We are seeing injured for 2021 was 26. And then we have 12, and look at what is there. The rape. It's bad. It's bad. I think in the carpet era, something has to be done.
Has to be done. Yes.
Something has to be done. Yeah. In the carpet era.
It has to be.
Yes. So I'm a friend.
But as we look at the numbers here, Mr. Robinson, it is not good.
It's not good. We're
going to go to another article. We're going to go to an article here from the Observer, and this is actually it says January the 24th.
Right.
And this was at the time. Well, this number gone up. I couldn't find the reason number, but I found this article.
Right.
Here, according to the latest police crime statistics, 112 people were murdered in Jamaica over the first 23 days of 2022. This was the New Year period for January last month, just last month.
Right.
And
look what it says. This was 15 more homicide, or 5.5% increase.
15.5.
Yes. Yes. Compared to the corresponding period of 2021. And Chris, remember, that is critical.
That's a big increase.
Homicide is different from what we see in the murder and shootings, because there's a big distinction that needs to be made. These are cases that did not get to resolve, or over a year, 2 years, police still searching, do the investigation, cannot find out this person.
Nobody's brought to justice.
Exactly. We don't know how this person died. They cannot find the body. One famous case was that young lady from St. Thomas. I think it was a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yes, I heard about the case.
Yes, it was a student at Papine in one of those university, and nothing.
I think something has to change in the security force. In terms of probably the intelligence needs to be a bit more up to date.
Yes, and I want to tell you, in order to be fair to Major General Anderson right now, he's working with the JDF, a former armored general as well. But we have to be a little bit more smarter than these criminals. I have some numbers. Look at what happened.
Yes.
For 2017, 1,616 person died in Jamaica.
Wow.
2018, 1,200. 2019.
Go back again from the top. Go back again from the top.
In 2017, we have 1,616 person died in this country. In 2018, 1,287. In 2019, 1,332. And in 2020, we have 1,301. But look at what happened in 2021. 1,463. 1,463 now. Why Jamaican is killing off so much people?
Yes. And based on what you have just said, as you look at it, the number increase every year. It go up.
Every year. And this is too much. This is 58%. This is too much. Can you imagine? And it's a per 100. That's how they calculated, like per 100,000.
Right.
This is too much person dying. And the homicide rate, if I remember, somebody was like 49%, which is still too high. Which is still too high.
It is too high.
And that is affecting how the country grow and investors, as I alluded earlier.
Right.
Right. And I think there has to be some mechanism put in place to change, and we have to be radical in order to get investors in the country and get these criminals on the back foot, to retreat in the hills, to retreat from using these types of weapons and stuff, because it's really affecting how the country grow and do business.
And progress, yes. I saw the case where you saw the camera was showing the young man that killed the Chinese man in one arm.
In supermarket.
It's wickedness, wickedness.
Let me tell you, man, trust me. Crime, stab, rape, whatever you want to call it. I don't think a man should take a man's life.
No.
Where's the love and the forgiveness?
Yes.
I mean, we have to do something about this crime. And for sure, the art of it, Imagine you setting up a business, trying to make
something, yes.
Something for yourself in this country and for your family. And after 3-4 months, you hear persons coming at your door. Boy, you have to start pay a little dues,
Oh, God.
This extortion thing has to be stopped.
Has to be stopped, yes.
Has to be stopped.
Has to be stopped.
It cannot be like this. Has to be stopped. Because you're killing out the small person and then you're putting person out of a job and business. This crime thing really need to stop, though. Trust me, we need to do something. I think all Jamaicans need to come together.
That's right.
And work at some plan or some initiative where we can be able to. And I want to tell you, one of the greatest solutions that I would suggest, despite we have seen an incident recently in the St. Catherine South area, where this technician put up a camera on his house and he was forced to take it down. If didn't do, what would happen? I would see lost his life. I think every single citizen in this country house should have a camera.
Yeah.
And join to JamaicaHigh. I think every single house should have a camera. It's a era of technology.
Yeah.
And I think we should utilize the technology at its core in order to serve us well in the crime of violence, crime and violence. Yes.
The security camera setting up at houses is a good suggestion, but it is expensive for a lot of people,
Let me tell you, they have an old saying, crime pays. but the crime pays for who?
Oh, yes,
right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I just believe that I know it's costly, but at some stage, I just believe that we have to make the investment. if we can make the investment for education,
you can make investment for crime. We can make it for crime.
Yeah, I think we have to protect life and property.
That's right.
As best as possible. And with technology available, try to get whatever camera works. You have it on your smartphone. You can see your property, see what is happening there, link it to Jamaica High, and everything will work out. Not 100% at all times, but at least there's more evidence and there's more secureness where you can see what is happening at your place. You're probably coming from work. When you look at your camera, you see that thieves in your yard, and so you can say, "Yeah, officer, 911 or 119," and say, "I think something is happening here." I mean,
you can alert somebody.
Yes, yes. And if I remember something right, I think the then former Minister of Transport, the Honorable Robert Montague, I think he comes up with some app where if you're traveling in a taxi, you could be able to track what is happening. And I think something like this happening in South Africa, where each transportation vehicle must has a camera, so you can see what is happening when there's an accident or incident or whatsoever. Then these camera can serve as evidence brought in. I know Jamaica law is. I think when I attended, I think not mistakenly, but I think viewers can correct me. I think the DPP said you can have the evidence, the recording, but the person has to come forward to verify. Say yes, this is what and so forth. So it's critical, but I think it's a step in the right direction to have cameras.
And further money must be invested in those areas.
Yes, definitely.
As we touched on crime, as we're about to wrap up the segment, I'm not sure if you saw this. It was on social media. The JCF and the JDF recently established a joint anti-gang task force. It says security forces launch joint anti-gang task force at the Specialized Operations Branch. The task force will focus primarily on guns, gunmen, and gangs. And there were a lot of, I think this was done last month, and there was a lot of debate around this, if this will be a success, and how much will this be a non-corrupt initiative, because people classify the security forces as being corrupt. And so I think the JDF and the JCF coming together to join a task force like this, I think it speaks volumes. I think it's the right step. I think it's the right step in the right direction. A step in the right direction, I should say. And hopefully, with this task force, greater level of security intelligence will come out of it. Greater level of probing will come out of it, and catching the criminals and gangs where they are across the country is a right step in the direction. Your final words are about to wrap up tonight, Mr. Officer, on this task force.
Let me tell you, it's a great initiative. Over the years, we have seen reports of persons that there's too much bad blood between the JCF and JDF. I think with the change in leadership in the JDF, with the first female general to lead the army, and for she to join with the former military officer general, and to come in partnership with this, to create an intelligence through the cyber security and what is happening out there in the dark
web.
It's a good step in the right direction. And I tell you, I think there will be more success in this joint anti-gang task force. I think we may not see the fruit
now, but over time.
But I think within the next 5 to 10 years, we'll see some results. And I think the intelligence gathering, we will see it in this. And I think with her leadership at the JDF, I think knowing that the previous EM leader, Rocky General Lieutenant Rocky Mead, he did an excellent job through communication, and I think the baton has passed on to her, and I think she will have the ability, the more scope and depth to deal with things, and I think when I look at her background and qualification and depth, knowing that she's coming from,
she comes to the office with a lot.
With a lot, to being a rear admiral. Trust me, knowing that there was a former rear admiral, Ad Lloyd.
Yes, yes.
You know, but I think this task force is a good initiative, and I think there will be more. I mean, we have several initiatives over the years.
But nothing at this level.
Right, and to know that there's a female at the head.
Yes.
No, and I emphasize the female here. not saying, you know, there's a masculinity thing, a gender thing.
Right.
But to my time,
it's good to have different perspective, right?
Different perspective from a female person leading the charge, a military like this, and with the support of the government and the opposition and other entity and the stakeholders, the private sector, and you know, person overall, whether you know 311 and the 811 and all of these things, I think there will be great success. And I tell you what, I think, you know, based on what the army is doing, would they get I think about 3 or 4 bushmasters recently help with the intelligence gathering and the mobilization into communities and to able to get things done. And trust me, Jamaica is looking good when it comes down to this military aspect. And I've been watching the Prime Minister, and I've been seeing, oh, he has doing a lot for the army, probably not enough, you know.
But he has been doing more than previous prime ministers.
Yeah, and trust me, when you see a prime minister leading to the army and the army getting so much spotlight, you wonder to yourself, is this prime minister or this country starting to develop that first world status where we're going to try to get nuclears or these fire jets?
Yes. Some a video went on sometime last year with some armored vehicles, and I don't know if you saw it on the wharf, and people just started to run up so Andrew other particular people.
But tell you what, I'm a person, I love the military.
Yeah.
And I love a good display.
Yeah.
Not like how the Russian do things.
I like Cuba.
But I love a display.
Yes.
And trust me, it's a military might and a military strength.
Yes.
And I think enough of us has not seen the military on a full display what Jamaica have here. And what we can do, and I think
what we're capable of,
right? And I think we are the leaders in the Caribbean, you know, outside of Cuba and Hispaniola, right? You know, so I think we have the manpower and the machinery and support, but I've been noticing this prime minister when it comes down to the military aspect. There's so much spotlight and so much interest, you know, and it piques my mind to say, wow, will we be able to order a B-52 from the United States? I mean, we're not going to war, no, we're not going to war, but I mean, we could be like our own superpower for the Caribbean.
Yes.
You know,
like how Europe turned to America, the Caribbean turned to Jamaica. You know?
Turn to Jamaica. So on a B-52, you know, and on one of those warships, you know, and so, but you know, and get, you know, probably some person might go as far and say, can we develop our own nuclear thing here? You know, but
let us see what 2050 holds. 2050.
My brother, in 2050, but trust me, but we have to be careful.
Yes,
because we have to be careful. You know, we speculate or throw these ideas out. But what I've been seeing from this time in terms of the military aspects, I think it's all about for intelligence gathering.
Right. And developing the cybersecurity intelligence. Right?
Yes, and trust me. But to see these military equipments coming into the country, it's a great sight, symbolic, I think we can do more. I think we need to upgrade our fleet more. I know it's expensive. Some person may say, who is going to pay for the taxpayers? But I think we're not going to war, but I think we need to upgrade our military fleet, fleet, because trust me, if not, what I would suggest is that through the education system, I would suggest that when they recruit, if we can have some multilateral agreements with the EU, UN, or NATO, where we can have these youngsters get the exposure in terms of to building these things, because it would be good if we could be able to build some of these fighter jets, or so get the experience and to come back and so forth. There's so much more on Rose Corner. And the next set is I will go deeper in Jamaica military capabilities and so forth.
Yes. Well, I tell you, my brother, viewers, it has been an interesting night of discussion on a wide range of topics that we have discussed tonight. We have looked at the minimum wage. We have looked at the inflation rate in Jamaica. We've also looked at the price of food and cost of living. And we have just touched on crime in Jamaica. With my guest here tonight, Mr. Robinson. I want to thank you again, Mr. Robinson, for coming on the program. Any last words or word of encouragement for our viewers as we're about to go?
My pleasure, Mr. Rose, to come on Rose Con. It's always a privilege, you know. I'm available to give my, as they would say, my 2 cents on what is happening in the country. And viewers, I can't overemphasize. Subscribe to the Rose Corner. What you're getting is not third or second, but it's first class intelligence and up-to-date information right at your fingertip. That's point where you get it, and trust me, you get even the future plans and what will happen in the future.
Although we can't disclose much, because we have to be careful with classified information,
Exactly.
We don't want to be Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump here.
We get hacked, from Russia or some cyber acting. Email left, right, and center.
You have to be careful with classified information. But well said, Mr. Robinson. And it's so true. That's what the Friday nights conversation talk on the Rose Corner is about. Diving into the important discussions locally and internationally. And there's so many things happening and taking place on a daily basis. So I want to thank everyone for joining and for watching this program here this evening. And remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the Rose Corner. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor about the Rose Corner. And so with that, that's where we end tonight's conversation. Join me again for Conversation Talk very, very soon. We are doing YouTube. It's a good look.
It's a good look.
Yes.
Peace.
We're going to close off with a song, and hopefully I don't get copyright for this. But we are going to close off with a song. Good night, everyone. Hi guys, welcome back to the Rose Corner. It's your boy Rose. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We are doing YouTube. It's a good look.